Okay, so I was talking to somebody yesterday on YouTube about this energetic structure and abundance. Well, this energetic structure, obviously, it's not official because you can't see this energetic structure, but it's there, and it's the ley lines of the world have been built upon purposefully. So that means that there has to be a few that understand how this works, particularly those that have built upon this energetic structure and tapped into the energy source. And I want to talk about that because when you go into a church, you expel a copious amount of energy in the extreme. So it's grief, it's elation or grief, and even when you sit and you offer up prayers, you're offering up, you're thinking about your worries usually, and so you're expelling energy about that. Um, so there's a lot of energy that is being transmitted, it's being tapped into negatively. So, for example, if you look at a church, number one, it has a steeple, so that's an antenna. It's a transmitter. The material that churches are built out of are usually very, if not the same as the pyramids, and they did that for a reason because these are conductors for energies and gravestones. So it's a slow release of energy, slow but constant release of energy. When they burnt people in sacrifice, which the Phoenicians did, they did all over the world actually in ancient times, it was a slow release of energy. It was actually quite a quick release of energy. It was a release of energy. And the Holocaust, which I do believe they burnt people, it was a quick release of energy. So, you've got all of these things going on, and so what makes the world go round? Energy. People say money makes the world go round, but money has an energy attached to it. Everything you do to acquire money is energetic, and it's usually dirty money attached to it. And it shouldn't be that way. This world shouldn't work that way. There are lots of people that have nothing, and so few people that have too much, and it's not right. So, for example, money, money is a weird thing, and I've never understood it, and I've never had enough of it, probably because I don't understand it. And I have this weird thing where I feel like I'm not deserving, I don't deserve stuff, because money I'm talking about. Um, and so I've never had enough of it. Some people don't have that, and they can attract money, but a lot of money, not all, but a lot of money has dirty energy attached to it. And I'll give you an example. So, an innocent thing would be for somebody who doesn't have much money would go to a shop in the UK. If you're in the UK, you'll know what I mean. Primark, which I've done myself, and I've bought cheap things from Primark because I don't have enough money, or I don't have much money. I haven't done that for a long time, mind you, but when I had more money than I do now, I could do that. And I thought, that's great. I've got a few cheap things, and that's great. I can afford to do that. And that's an innocent thing, right? Well, yeah, it is. But when you get to the source of the source of that, you think about, there are kids in India that are working for peanuts to produce these items that you're buying, that live in absolute poverty that we couldn't even imagine. So money has a dirty energy attached to it, and that really is carried on along the chain. Do you know what I mean? It's like even when you buy that, it's got dirty energy attached to it. And the thing is, that's how they manipulate and control and suppress. And what's happening now, I do think, is that, and also when these kids are abused, like the entire children, the abuse of children by those all over the world, and particularly by those in the higher echelons, because it's kind of kept secret. And the thing is, you have to eradicate that. You have to, because again, it's dirty energy. and it's feeding something, and it's manipulating something, and it's manipulating reality. So because they've created this false reality, they've tapped into these energetic lines all over the world, and they've built upon them. And what they've built are things like, let's say, on our churches, that have really boxed people in for a long time. And it's really all about, when you get down to the really the science of it, it's about the emission of energy and the harnessing of that energy and the transmission of that energy, because it's creating a false reality, in my opinion. And it's locking people down. It's creating a prison planet. It's locking people into this false paradigm, this false reality, in my opinion. So what's happening now, and you know, it's important to remember that people have known this for a long time. The pyramids are built of the same stuff, more or less, as churches and gravestones. And what are all of those things doing? Well, they are all of these crystals, rocks, materials that are used in these buildings are conductors for the energy. Excuse me. So, and pyramids were all over the world, like churches. Pyramids were all over the world. If you could probably replace pyramids with churches, or sorry, if you could replace churches with pyramids, that was probably what it was like, all over the globe, all over the world, until it blew this place. So what they do now is they tap into an energy source that they know is still there, and they create a false reality, in my opinion. Along with the media, religion just really boxes you in too, because if you can look, religion has worked alongside monarchy or world leaders for a long time, because it's the suppression of you, your mind, everything. So what's happening now, I think, is this is slowly but surely it's being eradicated, and it's like it's going. I hope that this false reality is going, and I think it is. And what's happening now is that all of these things are coming to the surface, these ugly, horrible things that nobody wants to think about. And I quite understand that, because it's these horrible things like, you know, the kids, the children, the child abuse is coming to the surface. But it's got to, because, you know, if you've got poison in a wound, you have to let that poison out. Do you know what I mean? It's like... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on my website forum, the Heaven's Gate forum, because I think it's relevant. And if you want to add anything to that, people, please go ahead. And also, I'm going to put my Facebook and Twitter in case you want to speak to me on Facebook. And Twitter is... I can't believe I'm tweeting. Seriously. I'm tweeting now. And the thing is about that is that I cannot believe how many random people that I don't know see my stuff. You can tell by the analytics. I don't pretend to know much about how analytics works on Twitter, but it's pretty amazing, really. I never knew that Twitter was such a good way to get stuff out there. Okay, right, well, have a great day. Thank you for listening. Ciao.